What I'm going to show you first is how to use the setup window as a tool for evaluating the quality of the signal. This way, as you go through calibration, you won't be frustrated going through multiple times without improved results. The setup window is going to be your best tool to make sure the signal is optimal before you step into calibration. So what we're going to do is use some test movements to confirm that the electrodes are aligned and that we're getting clear signals from our muscles. Now, even before that, if you look at the setup window I have up, you'll notice that there is very little background noise on any of the channels. The graphs are basically a straight line when my hand is relaxed. This is very important for getting high performance calibration results, as more noise will make it difficult for Impulse to read the difference between the signals when you click and the signals when your hand is relaxed. For example, if I partially remove Impulse from my hand, you'll see that the noise goes up on some channels. If I try to go through calibration with this kind of noisy activity, I will get very poor calibration results, as Impulse will not be able to read my click intentions. So the first step is to make sure that the signals are clear when your hand is relaxed. When you've gotten to that point, we'll start off with some test movements to confirm that we're getting good quality muscle signals from Impulse. First, with your index finger, moving it from the base of your finger, or this large joint, quickly flex your index finger in towards your palm like you're making a fist, but only with one finger. Doing this quickly while leaving time in between each movement. What you want to see is similar to what's coming up on my setup window on channel 1, and you'll see a little bit of activity on channel 2 as well. What we're seeing is a pulse of information, a pulse of neural signals, followed by the quiet background noise when I stop moving my finger. Activity when I've moved, and relax when I've stopped. If you can see a difference between the muscle activity when you're moving and the background noise when you're relaxed, then so can Impulse. If you can't see a difference between these two, that is, you're not getting much activity when you're moving, then Impulse likely won't be able to tell either. This is your first sign that you need to find different electrode placements, and it may even be a movement of just a few millimeters. So if I move Impulse on my hand far over, where the electrodes are no longer in the right spots, this is an incorrect alignment. I try to move my finger, you'll see the signals are much quieter than they were before. In fact, we're getting almost no signals at all on the second channel. So just by moving that electrode over onto my hand by half a centimeter, I greatly reduced the quality of the signals. So use this window and this method to evaluate the positions of the channels. You might have to shift them a little bit over by just a few millimeters to change the quality of that signal. So once again, I'll move my index finger. You see now that signal is much larger because the electrode is back in the right place. And I'll do the same for my middle finger, which I used to perform right click. We'll see large activity on the second channel mostly, and a little bit on the third channel. Now, your activity may not be as strong as it's showing up for me. It'll vary person to person. All you want to make sure of is that you can clearly tell the difference between the background noise and the signal when you're making a movement.